Stay tuned for the Joan Quinn Profiles. Joan served the state of California as a member on the Arts Council and on the Film Commission. She was formerly on the Architectural Commission and fulfilled 2 terms on the Fine Arts Commission for the city of Beverly Hills. As an editor for Andy Warhol's Interview magazine, Condé Nast Publications, and the Hearst Corporation, Joan covered the world of fashion, the mysteries of food, the excitement of theater, and the international art scene. She continues to find people who are on the cutting edge of their professions. Here's Joan AGAJAINIAN Quinn.
Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome to the Joan Quinn Profiles. Waiting to be profiled today are soprano Judith Cirola and author Christie Hsiao. Christie Hsiao, the founder and CEO of Serenity Media, is a producer of indie films and an author of a new novel. So Christie was born and raised in Taiwan. She graduated from UCLA, earned an MBA at Pepperdine University, and studied film at NYU. Christie, your family was involved in government events and entertainment in Taiwan. How did you be a part of that?
I've always loved films and art. So anything that's creative and art, music, films that it's my passion. I love going to events and any art affairs with family and friends.
So what were they doing in Asia? Because they're, whatever they were a part of, I don't know exactly what they were a part of. Tell us what that was.
They are involved in media, newspaper, TV.
I see. And so you picked that up along the way?
I didn't really pick that up till very late, until I'm done with school.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then how did it influence you? Because you went to UCLA. How did you get to UCLA?
Well, I went to UCLA. I didn't study film. I studied business. I studied East Asian studies, the traditional.
But that was easy for you, wasn't it?
Yes or no. It's not really my passion. I'm doing it because of the norm of the form that people tell you, go to school and get a great degree, so therefore you get a good job.
Then why did you come to UCLA?
For that reason.
You didn't want to go to an Eastern college?
No. I liked UCLA. It's such a great experience. People, the campus, it's amazing. And what I'm trying to say is, growing up, I love art. I'm an artist at heart. I draw, I make paintings, and I love music, I love dancing, I do just anything that's art, in art. So I went to school, it's more for the culture and for my family, and how the culture, the Chinese culture or the Asian family, telling you to go to school. I have graduated from a great school. So at that time, I feel I was doing it for my parents, for what everyone tell the entire, even till now, you hear the authority or the teacher, telling you to, go to school and get good grades and do this and that. So that's what happened.
Had your family been to the United States to school? Had they come to school
Yes.
there? Oh,
yes,
they had.
yes.
So you did have somebody to follow.
Yes, my parents, they travel around the world, and especially my father. He does business, so he goes to Europe and Asia.
So had you come here as a child?
Yes.
So
and I fall in love.
You were used to, you found something that you liked.
Yes, I love the freedom. I love the weather, Los Angeles, and I love Disneyland. When I first come to the States, I went to
when
Disneyland.
You were young?
Yes, when I was young, when I was 8.
But now it's your home.
I consider it home.
Pepperdine was a great school. You went
Amazing.
to Pepperdine.
Yes.
Beautiful campus.
So beautiful. You can see the ocean. I was, in the classroom.
And then, is that when you decided that you should be a filmmaker and you went to NYU? Because that's a fantastic school too.
I was studying acting. I was taking also well, I was taking acting classes on the side. I wasn't sure what I want to do. I just know I wanted to do film, and I was making short films. I was also acting in my short films. So yes, that's when I moved to New York.
So you've made a lot of independent films, but first of all, were they made through your media company, Serenity? What's it called?
Serenity Media Group. The short films and independent films, that's before I started my company. I started my company 3 years ago.
Oh, they were before. I see.
And I was doing it with friends of mine.
And why did you start the company? What does the company do?
My company is a production company, and the content that we do is uplifting, positive, and inspiring. So the reason why I started the company, because I feel there's a lack of positivity and entertainment. So I want to create positive stories and projects for the world to see.
Well, you did do some independent films. I think we're going to come back to that positive thought that you're saying, because I think that's the journey of Rainbow Island, which is the novel that you wrote. But before that, you've worked with like very top actors: Billy Zane, Roy Scheider, Martin Short. What kind of films were those?
We did one was Dorothy of Oz. It's an animation. It's a friend of mine. He packaged. Well, he started the whole thing together. They're amazing. The company they're doing.
And the Scheider film. That was it. And the Billy Zane.
And that was for Dark Honeymoon. It's my friend's production company. They produced it, and I assisted in it.
Oh, I see. And that's how you started.
I started learning experience and doing the hard work until now. Yeah, it doesn't really just rise through. Okay, now you have a company.
That's
you gotta do the hard work.
Right. So the Serenity Media Group is going to be a production company.
It is a production company. It's happening. We have projects in development, and we're looking for more projects.
And you've gone with this, with your company all over. You've been to Cannes. You've interviewed people in Cannes. You've done. Are you looking for films at that time when you go around the world?
I was at the same time promoting my book, and people pitching me, sending them their projects and ideas to see if there's a possibility to co-produce and co-finance together to make films. Because my company, we want to do films that are appealing for global market. So it's not just for the Asia or North America. We want it to be globally relevant.
And how does it become globally relevant?
The content. It all depends on the story.
Yeah. What kind of stories are you looking for?
Well, I'm very specific.
Yeah.
First, you have to qualify the positive, inspiring, and uplifting.
It has to be that kind of a
message.
Story.
Yeah, it has to. I don't do anything negative, politics, or anything sexual, or nothing. No scary movie. I hate scary movie. I can't stand it. I'm so glad Halloween's over. So anything positive, uplifting, romantic comedy, animation, family, children.
Oh, so there's a big gamut. Science fiction too?
Yes.
Yeah, because in a way, the journey in Rainbow Island is a kind of a fantasy fiction, right?
Yes, it is a fantasy adventure.
So you said you were in Cannes pitching this, or doing book signings.
Yes, we had a press conference.
And tell us what Journey in Rainbow Island is. Journey to
Rainbow Island. That's what we hope we want. Well, it's about a girl. She's 11. Her name is Yuning. She's from Rainbow Island, which is this paradise, heavenly, beautiful place.
And did you write it all?
I did.
Because the heavenly, beautiful place, the adjectives are so flowery. There are so many adjectives on every page. I wondered how you found so many.
Oh my God, and that's my friend. He called me yesterday from Germany. He said, oh my God, I have your book. Germany, Amazon in Germany is amazing. They deliver before everyone else. She said, Christy, where did you find all this tree and flowers? I had to open my dictionary too.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the hibiscus are all in different colors, but also, and the stones that she wears, and that they. So I wondered where you found all these adjectives, especially not of English first language, right?
No,
It's not your first language.
It's not my first language. Well, I think at that time, I was going to Hawaii a lot. I was pretty much living there.
Really?
I spent a lot of my time, when I was writing the book, I spent a lot of my time in Hawaii.
That was a great inspiration.
Nature. I was in nature, and I was in, with the trees and ocean, dolphins all the time. So
talking animals.
Talking animals. Yes.
So the story, go on. She's living in this beautiful oasis.
She's in this beautiful oasis, yes, and now she has to ventures out to the dark world because the sacred 7 stones is being stolen by the dragon, by the dark force.
But the dragon in the beginning gets created. And there's a certain way that the dragon has to get created. I'm not going to say what the story is. But then he reappears and he steals the stones.
Right, he steals the stones and he kidnapped the rainbow children. And now she's the leader of her island. So now she has to go out to different journeys. So each chapter is a story, short stories. So she goes to different places and
on her journey
and how she faces tremendous challenges because she's found a pure place.
She's very pure.
She's very pure, and she's never experienced jealousy, danger. She doesn't even register. So when she goes to that real world, she has to, why is people acting this way?
Right.
She doesn't register. So she faced a lot of challenges, and how we go through her journey, how she overcome those challenges through her innocence, purities, and love.
How long did it take you to write it?
8 months.
Oh, that's not so long.
Yeah, I was just focused that time. I was just writing.
So each one was like a short story, boom, boom, boom. Did you make an outline?
No, actually it was like all together. It was like one big piece.
And what was the process? Did you use a computer or did you?
No, I handwrote it.
You handwrote
on my notebook, and I have to transfer it to my computer.
Oh, you
it's
did?
All handwritten. You can see it's still in my house. It's like stacks of notebooks.
And then would you just go out on the beach and write, or would you have a certain place that you had to go and write in Hawaii?
No, I was actually writing at home, and I would travel to Hawaii on vacations, but I was at home. I was just home and writing in my room.
Then how'd you find, who published it? Ben Bella?
Ben Bella, and it's Perseus Distributed.
How'd you find those people? Or
my
how'd
agent,
they find you?
Actually, my agent picked them because we're really fortunate. We have many publishers that are interested, and we decided to go with them.
Well, tell us about the cover art, because it's beautiful. And you said you were an artist, so you either designed it or picked it.
Yes, like all the artwork in there. I visualize it. I drew a little bit, but amazing artist Ralph, he did it.
What's his name?
Ralph. I can't pronounce his last name.
Okay.
Votes. Yes, he's working on my other project right now.
So, can this be a series?
Yes, we're doing the second book. I'm writing the second book right now.
So it'll be continuation of Yuning?
Yuning, yes, perfect.
Yuning?
Yes, means serenity
and she
love.
Can be Serenity and Love, and that's the name of
my company.
Your company, Serenity. Could it be a TV series?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, we are. You read my mind. Yes, we are in process of developing.
And what else?
Video games.
Video games.
We're really excited. You actually can play on your iPhone now. It's ready. You can buy it on
This one is ready?
Mm-hmm. The Apple app, our game, based on the book.
And so you just go to Journey to Rainbow Island and you can play that game?
You go to your iPhone and the Apple app. You just put Journey to Rainbow Island. I think it's called Yuning Archery Challenge. This is the first game. We're developing the second game. So you can just go, it's free, you can just download it and just start playing.
How did you know how to do that?
Well, that's another whole production. I have a team of people involved doing the video games. So they're developing virtual world and all those apps.
Okay, before we leave, I have to find out if this was autobiographical. Do you feel like you're Yuning?
A little bit. So I feel I'm still quite innocent, I would say. I guess like her, I sometimes it feels odd to me. Oh, why is people acting this way? Why don't we? I mean, the world is abundant. Why you know, why, you know, is there wars and why are we doing this, you know? So,
So maybe that voice came very easily to you.
yes, it did.
So we will look for your app, and we'll look for the book, Journey to Rainbow Island. It's just out, isn't it? We're very excited to have
Yes.
it. And thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Don't go away. We'll be right back with soprano Judith Cyrilla. Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome back to the Joan Quinn Profiles. I'm here with singer Judith Cyrilla, who's appeared in leading opera roles. She's toured with Opera a la carte, singing Gilbert and Sullivan. She's appeared as a soloist with symphony orchestras and performed lead roles in the musical theater. And you may not have seen her, but she's behind the scene in radio, TV, and in films. Her participation in commercials, what else? It goes way beyond, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
What do? We have this voice, right, Judy?
That's it, and you hear this voice. I'm actually a very high soprano, and quite a lot in the old Disney films. I'm always the,
Oh, you're very high.
yeah, I'm usually the last really high note.
So how did you always feel? I mean, you were so on stage in the opera and musicals, and then here you are behind the scenes, too.
It's so much easier.
Oh, no makeup?
I don't have to worry about how I look.
Yeah.
I enjoy just making beautiful music, and you just take it where you can find it.
So we call you a musician. We call you a soprano, a singer, an actress, too, right?
Yeah. I actually started out as a dancer.
Oh, and a dancer, too?
Mhm.
But you have to have all those things, don't you, when you're on the opera stage?
Absolutely, nowadays especially.
And musical comedy as well, or musicals.
Yeah, you have to have every aspect in one form or another, which is why I really like doing church music.
Oh, here we are. Did you always want to be a singer?
Always.
And when you started, were you in elementary school,
Well,
high school?
I started as a dancer. My mom started me dancing when I was like 3 years old because I was
Oh.
pigeon-toed.
Oh, so they wanted you to have a turnout.
Yep. So as a dancer, when I was 14, the organist at my church where I grew up was the musical director of the LA City College Opera Workshop.
Oh.
And they were doing A Mall in the Night Visitors, which has a shepherd's dance in it, so he asked me to do the shepherd's dance.
Ah.
So that was my first opera.
That was your first break,
Mhm.
really, right?
Yep.
On stage?
He became my voice teacher, and
Was there
go from there.
anything in your family? Was your mother a singer?
not in my immediate family. My cousin Ron Haggerty was, if anyone remembers, Sky King.
Oh, yes, Sky King on
Yeah,
the radio?
It was on TV,
As it
in
was
the
too?
50s. Yeah, and Clipper was Ron Haggerty, was my cousin, and he had to leave when the war started, so
Did he inspire you in any way?
he always was in my
Oh,
my
he was?
range,
Was he,
yeah.
was he?
And his younger brother then was also an actor. He did stuff at the Glendale Center Theater, so I then did stuff there as well.
When you were on stage, how 13 years old or whatever it was, then did you start going to school and training your voice?
My organist at church became my voice teacher.
Yes.
And so then I continued doing stuff while I was in high school. I continued doing stuff at LA City College.
And what about college? And then you went to
And
college
yes,
as
and
well?
then I just went to Glendale College, but meanwhile I was already doing operas.
You were already doing opera, so
Mhm.
is that where you got your start there, or in a chorus, or?
No, I did choral things in school just because that was what was available. But with the operas, I always got to do little things, the little compromario roles, and I was on stage with some really great people during my teenage years.
Do you think you were learning at the time?
Always.
You were.
Always. Just taking it in, seeing what they do,
And so you didn't have to go, after Glendale College, you didn't go to a music school? Or?
No, I went down to Cal State Fullerton
Oh, they have a great
yeah, yeah.
department. And they do a lot of musical theater there, don't they?
They do. I actually didn't do a whole lot of stuff down there because I was still doing stuff up here. And I started with Opera a la carte at that time.
So, Opera a la carte, I'm glad you said that, because Gilbert and Sullivan, so fabulous, and they don't have that company anymore in London.
It's so sad. It's so sad, but Opera a la carte's still going on.
And what did they sing? All of the Gilbert and Sullivan?
No, at the time I left, which I left in the 80s. I was there.
Would
through
you
the
say that
mid-80s,
was a
but-
big break for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Opera a la carte?
So much experience. I was there toward the beginning of the company, and so at that time we only did 3 main operas. We only did the Mikado, Pirates of Penzance, and Pinafore.
That's it?
But then when he mounted Patience, the show Patience, then I got to originate that role, and just the tours and constant being on stage was just absolutely fabulous.
You have toured all over with the Pacific Chorale, and you've been to Russia and to Japan and Estonia. And how do you find the audiences? How do you find them reacting to you?
Japan is the best. With the Roger Wagner Chorale that has been touring to Japan ever since Roger had the chorale.
And then you sang solos then with them?
Yes,
right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
But now it's run by his daughter Janine Wagner, and the audiences there know all the songs and they sing along.
Do they really?
We would leave after a performance where we get always at least 5 encores, and we would go out and there would be groups out in the parking lot singing the songs to us in exactly the way we performed them.
The Japanese audience.
Yep.
And I bet in Russia, were they much more sedate?
In Russia, when I was there, it was right after the Estonians had declared their independence, but they hadn't gotten it yet.
I see.
It was a very tense time, but it was a fabulous festival in Estonia with tons of choirs, and we did. We were very well received there.
So do you, when you're singing with the chorale, when you were singing, do you come out in front and sing in front, or do you stand with the rest of the group?
With the Roger Wagner Chorale, it's a small group. It's only 24.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's small.
Yeah. The original Roger Wagner Chorale became the Los Angeles Master Chorale.
Oh, that's how it is,
But-
with Kurt.
Right.
I mean, with Grant Gershon?
Yeah. And Roger kept a small group for his own, and that continued being the Roger Wagner Chorale.
Have you sung with Grant Gershon?
Many years ago, he actually used to play for me for auditions.
Oh, how fabulous. He's so great,
Oh,
right?
he's wonderful.
And so then, here with the big group you were, with a small group, and we have you on opera. What about musical theater?
Musical theater is my favorite. Yes.
What
Yep.
else?
I enjoy that so much. In fact, on this concert that we're doing a week from tomorrow.
Yes, let's talk about that when you finish, because does it coincide?
Yeah, because we have our choice to do what we wanted to do, and so we're doing a couple opera ensembles with the quartet, but I'm going to do Till There Was You, always one of my faves, and Memory.
Oh, that brings tears to my
Yep,
eyes.
yep.
I love that.
Oh.
When Betty Buckley sang that, I actually was crying.
To die.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
you got to choose. So tell us about that program.
So this is our, from Pasadena Presbyterian Church, which is my church job. I love the church. And
oh, it is your church job?
yeah, I'm there every Sunday morning.
And you sing in the,
Mhm,
or
yeah.
you lead?
Yeah, we have a quartet that we're the section leaders and the soloists. So it's our responsibility to, I make sure all the sopranos are.
Where is it, that church?
It's right on Colorado and Madison. During the Rose Parade.
It goes right by. Do they have a big organ?
It's one of the best organs, and we're so fortunate we have one of the best organists.
And do you sing to will the organ accompany you?
We have organ and piano for concerts. We have instrumentalists.
And
we
for
have full
this
orchestras.
event, in this event, you're going to have the orchestra, right?
For this one will just be piano. Paul Floyd on piano, who's amazing.
Oh, great.
And it's just the 4 of us and the piano.
Oh, so each person chooses, or you're choosing
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you want?
We just threw out what we wanted to do, and we melded it together into a cohesive
That's
show.
fantastic. Do you sing with the symphony?
I sing with whoever asks me when they ask me. I get calls out of the blue. I don't audition anymore. It's mostly people who have heard me
Who know you.
somewhere.
Let's go back to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And costuming and dancing and all that.
It's just those kinds of things I got out of doing a show somewhere else. Someone saw me and said, in this case it was, we just lost our Lori, will you come and do it?
We need you. Can you sing it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other roles on opera, like Lucia and Aida and Butterfly, Magic Flute, you sung all of those.
I have. Magic Flute, I've done almost every soprano role, and there are lots of them.
And do you remember them? Once you've sung them, do you remember, like today, could you remember it?
The arias, no problem. The arias
You
I
do?
could do. Yeah, yeah.
Even
will
for
have
like
changed.
Aida, you can remember that? And
yeah.
Lucia, falling on the floor,
Yeah.
crying, dying.
Because I use Lucia if I have to do some sort of audition, that's
You do
something
that?
I would use.
I could see you, Lucia, with your white hair, all in white garbs and blood all over
yeah,
you.
yeah, but I always do it barefoot.
And barefoot. Perfect.
I just enjoy it so much. A lot of those, I haven't done a full staged opera in a while.
I wondered about that. How does it feel to not do a staged opera?
It's so much easier to I prefer to do concert operas and concert oratorios. That's really where my focus has been.
It's so different, though. How do you conjure that feeling if you're doing like what do you call it?
A staged
Stage
production.
Yeah. No, from a stage production to a
concert.
Concert, yeah.
It's the concert version means you can concentrate so much more on the words and
your
on the
voice,
music.
yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything else.
Acting, you mean, moving
Right.
around the stage.
Whether someone's going to be where they
Or your
need to be,
costume,
or
right.
something starts falling apart.
So actually, the music could be better in that regard.
I believe so. You may not get the emotion.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But if you've got the singers and the conductor and the orchestra for it, you will.
You will. Just
I
like
think so.
The song you're going to sing from Cats.
Oh, remember, yes.
You don't need. You can conjure up your own.
Exactly.
Feelings, right? from
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That poor old cat.
So sad, so sad. We're going to close this concert with the Rigoletto Quartet. And that will probably do a little bit of moving around. The tenor and I have both sung it before, so we'll probably get a little into it, but it will mostly be about the music and making sure that people enjoy what they hear.
And that's at Pasadena.
Pasadena Presbyterian Church, 585 Colorado.
Fantastic. Judy, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching us today. Keep writing to JAQUINN1 at AOL.com, and we'll see you next time on the Joan Quinn Profiles.